You're locked into Supa TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150.
Hello and welcome to Mo Sports. I mean, it's a very exciting day in the world of football and in our personal lives because not only is it a Friday, but it is a Friday where we get to watch the Euros, the Copa Americas, and everything we love to see on a football screen. Now, the group stages of the Euros have concluded and so much drama, so much jam-packed action. It was a lot. I mean, I think on Wednesday night, some people didn't sleep on Wednesday night. They just wanted to see that group of death. But welcome to it. The name of the show is Mo Sports. My name is Mo, and sitting across the table for me is our in-house sports analyst, Mr. Obi Knows. Now, this week's Mo Riddle is for someone special. Who knows? This one is for you. Let's hear what it says. It says, often regarded as one of the greatest footballers in the British game. I won European Footballer of the Year in an undisclosed year. I played for Stoke City, Blackpool, and Toronto City, to name a few. Who am I? Now, the biggest thing is a player that played for Stoke City and Blackpool won the European Player of the Year. We need to find out who this player is. So, Brafuno, this one is for you. If you have the answer, make sure that you send us the WhatsApp. Send us a WhatsApp with the answer at 071-621-4746. Obi knows, how are you?
I'm good, thanks yourself, Mo.
I'm good. What should we expect on today's show?
Well, on today's show, we're looking at what's going on with Royal AM. They've missed another game in the playoffs, so we're talking a little bit about that. We'll also be taking a look at European fixtures that are coming up in the Euros. I mean, Mo did say that it's going to be an entertaining week of football, a weekend of football. Copa America is also currently underway, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But we're going to kick it off, of course, talking about Royal AM. Once again, Mo. We start with Royal AM. It's like the third day in a row now. The first topic on the show is Royal AM. And once again, they had a playoff match, a home match yesterday. And remember the first game they played, what they were supposed to play? They pitched but didn't go on the field. This time around, no sign of Royal AM anywhere on the ground. So Richards Bay FC were actually given the 3 points. And it's still going to go to the courts and arbitration for them to be awarded the 3 points. And that's how it's going to go. It looks like at this point that, they won't feature in these playoffs. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. They came the first time, they didn't go into the field. This time around, not even showing up to the venue at all. At their own home ground stadium, they did not show up. So I do think that at this point, we are looking at a team that's not going to be participating in the playoffs. The next game is going to be between Richards Bay and Chippa United in the second leg. Well, not the second leg, but the second clash between the two teams. And the winner in that one will obviously be, winning the playoff tournament and getting promoted into the PSL.
Now, you remember all those times when I said to you, SMS Supa TV to 30978? Let me tell you what you could have won yourself. A lot of people, when they heard about this playoff game, they were like, we know for a fact that Royal AM is not going to show up. So they made over 2.5, and then they said, win for... I swear. You saw your boy was posting statuses. He was like, no, Royal AM is going to lose over 3.5, under 4.5. I mean, it's free money. It was genuinely free money. Yeah. You just had to know what you're doing. So if you have an SMS Supa TV to 30978, you've missed out on all that. And we know it's time for us to move on to CAF because we need to talk about what's happening on the continent.
Yeah, let's move on to CAF.
Let's move on to CAF, everybody. Let's go to CAF. Asabe. Wow, Kaizer Chiefs fans are all over the place at this moment in time, but one thing I will tell you, they are in Africa still. They might not be here. They might be not in Soweto, Johannesburg, or in your neighborhood, but they are in Africa and they're still playing their football on the African continent. Now, we're talking about a team that has never been to the stage before. Yeah. I know Orlando Pirates fans, they had it for the long time. Nasta. Then Sundowns came and then they were like, okay, Chiefs are in a star. So now Chiefs is on the brink of actually pulling off some history. Yeah. Now, the team they're playing against is Wydad Casablanca. They're sitting top of their domestic league. But interestingly enough, Obi knows, they played in the league. The question is, how did that game go? What was the result?
So it's not about the result because they won the game, right? But it's the manner of the result and how it came about. I mean, they lost to Kaizer Chiefs, an unexpected defeat, of course. And Fawzi Benrati, the coach, of course, he was, livid with the performance. That game. He doesn't want the sight of Kaizer Chiefs at this point. So let me give you a timeline of what happened since that day, right? Since the loss to Kaizer Chiefs, a couple of days later, it was announced that on Tuesday, Wydad were to play Bakan, a team that recently played in the CAF Super Cup against Al Ali, and they currently sitting 8th in their domestic season. So not a team that you would want to take lightly. I mean, mid-table teams are usually the teams that cause an upset at the top of the table. And Wydad were like, this is not more important than CAF. So what we're gonna do is 10 of our players, we're gonna arrest them. We're going to arrest 10 of our players. They might as well even travel to South Africa early. I mean, Wydad have been in the country for about 2 days now.
They're already here already?
They're here.
They're like, no. They're ready.
They're chilling, bro. They're chilling. So, remember Kaizer Chiefs played against their second team in the home fixture that they had in the group stage. Yeah. And Bakan took that, Wydad took that same squad, played it against Bakan, and they walked away 2-0 winners on the day, away from home. And now, the president of Wydad Casablanca was like, okay, boys, I'm going to increase your match-winning bonus, right?
For winning this game.
If you win this game, you get 127,000 rand in your wallets. Just beat Kaizer Chiefs, go to the final.
They sound like they work at Supa players. What's going on?
My guy, I don't know what it sounds like, but like to me, it sounds like this trophy is so important to Wydad Casablanca.
To all Africans.
To northern football teams. I mean, I feel like the northern hemisphere of South African of Africa is more interested in winning this trophy more than any other trophy. I mean, they don't mind losing out in the league because it was a very crucial game, actually, the game they played against Bakan on Tuesday, because they're 3 points ahead of Raja Casablanca at the top of the table, and meaning that if they lost that game, Raja would have easily caught up in the next fixture. So they took the risk and they were like, is more important.
But to be honest, they won it very comfortably. I mean, they scored in the 49th and the 76th minute. But what's more interesting is that this game featured three red cards. Red cards. And one of them coming from the bench, a player that came in the 52nd minute. By the time it was the 97th minute, that's how long this game took. You already had a red card. And interestingly enough, I mean, it was a very intense game. But let's paint a picture of who Wydad Casablanca is to you at home. I mean, Wydad Casablanca have won their domestic title 15 times. 15 times. They've won the Cups. They've won everything there is to win in their domestic league. And this CAF Champions League is very important to them because, like a lot of teams in Europe, they win this one, they go up to 5. I just need to confirm that for you. But they've already have 4 CAF Champions League titles. And if they win this, they go up to 5. So, who knows, do you think the Kaizer Chiefs have what it takes?
I think Chiefs do have what it takes. I mean, they proved it in the first round. And to be honest, my best bet for Kaizer Chiefs was that they would lose away from home and come here to South Africa and, pretty much not dominate, but they would get the result. That was my bet. Yeah. So now, I don't know if it's going to be vice versa, but I can tell you that Wydad Casablanca are not going to be a team to sit back. I mean, with the win bonuses that have been promised to them, they are a fierce team. They're a team that are coming here to win. And I think that works in Kaizer Chiefs' favor. I mean, having listened to what Athazwane has been saying in the past few weeks about, their encounter with Wydad Casablanca, that they're going to do the same thing that they did when they were there, because when they were there in Morocco, they were under attack most of the game. They sat back, they allowed them to come at them, and they caught them on the break. But this is what he's saying now about the injuries. I mean, he was missing Kama Pilat and Manyama. And this is what he says. We won't have Kama because he's coming back to fitness after having been out for a while now. So even in the second leg, I don't think he will be ready to compete at this level. With Lebo, he should be definitely ready. Dumisani Zuma is also still out, but we will come out with a plan just like we did in Casablanca. And I'm saying this because he said that we're going to come out with the same plan. We know they're going to come to us and attack us. So let's sit back and catch them on the break. And it worked for them that time. So question would be,
at the back,
would it work again? With 3 at the back, it was the first time they actually deployed that 3 at the back with Athazwane at the helm. And it worked out pretty well because if you do remember with Kevin Hunt, his 3 at the back, it had to have, of course, the wing backs. And he had Ngezana as his wing back when he went to Wydad and they lost 4-0 that time. So I do think that this time around, Athazwane has managed to bring in Ngezana into a more central position and get a natural right back to play in that right wing back position, which Riff Froster did, brilliantly. So I think Athazwane has a much better understanding of the squad. I think there's a good communication between the players and Athazwane. So I do believe that the team is in a much better position than they were under Kevin Hunt. They are more competitive now than they were. So I do think they have a bit of motivation to go at Wydad and possibly get the result.
I hear you, but the only way we can confirm what Obino is talking about is by going to the website and seeing how the head-to-head between Wydad and Kaizer Chiefs looks like. Don't forget, if you want to join us there, just SMS Super TV to 30978 and then relax, Paula. then you can join us here on the website. Let's go to it, Obinos. Let's go straight to statistics. Look at the update. Now we've blacked out everything. Enough with the red. It's time for the black. Oh, it's too much. You see what I'm saying? Like when you have it turns red, it's too much. But it looks clean like this, man. Let's go to soccer. Let's go to international clubs because we're dealing with continental football, so we're not dealing about with local games. So when you go to basically when you go to this page, which is the Supa Stats website, you get all the stats, the numbers. What are the numbers saying? We don't throw points here, we throw numbers. As you can see, Esperance Tunis and Al Ahly, that ended 1-0, with Wydad and Kaizer Chiefs also ending 1-0. It was a good day for the away sides. And funny enough, both away sides had a lot of South African influence in them. And then as you look at the games that are taking place on the 26th, which is tomorrow, Saturday, first game taking place at 6 p.m. is Wydad and Kaizer Chiefs. So by the time Al Ahly kick off, they will know who they're facing in the final. So the question is, will it be Kaizer Chiefs or will it be a Wydad Casablanca? Let's see what the numbers have to say. Let's click on it and see what it says. Masfika Lapaya, as you can see, Kaizer Chiefs ironically have played this team 3 times in the year 2021. And basically, all 3 of those meetings went as follows. 2 victories for Kaizer Chiefs, 1 for Wydad Casablanca. No draws yet. So Kaizer Chiefs might still have, let's draw, get a 0-0 draw, will be fine. But it's still a volatile situation. You can't do that. Now let's scroll down and show you where these games took place. So Wydad faced Kaizer Chiefs in Group C of the CAF Champions League. Then they went on to face them again in Group C of the CAF Champions League, where Kaizer Chiefs won 1-0. So Kaizer Chiefs have perfected the method of being Wydad 1-0, because when they lost to them, it was a very convincing nil, a 4-0 thumping by Wydad Casablanca. So when they turned it around, like Obino said, they played against the weaker side, Wydad Casablanca. That's the excuse for that game in round 5. But the game in the semi-finals, there was no weak side. That was a full-strength side. I think the only thing that Wydad can say is that we didn't play happy Gordon Suva. And once they do that, it's going to be a different game. So let's put the website away. Let's get ready to take a break. When we come back, we continue to CAF Champions League. No, we're done with the CAF, man. We're going to the Euro 2020, so you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned.
You're locked into Supa TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150. Love to play?
Okay, here's my logic. Hello, my Kumi. Oh, what?
By 20.
Don't miss out on your favorite instant and live games this week. Catch Let's Play every day of the week at 2:30 p.m. only on Supa TV, OpenView, channel 150.
You are watching Supa TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now, if you're just joining us, you missed out on all the CAF Champions League chats. And now we are talking about Euro 2020. Welcome back to the show. My name is Mo, and sitting across the table from me is our in-house sports analyst, Mr. Obi knows himself, talking us through everything when it comes to the local game and the international game. Now, if you're joining us for the very first time, you've never heard of a Mo riddle, it's that piece of trivia we use to test your footballing knowledge. Today's one we're dedicating to one of the staff members here at Supa TV. His name is Prafunos. And if he can answer this one, Obi knows we'll buy him something special. Ooh. So this is what it says. In fact, Obi knows, I forgot to read the Mo riddle. Wait, hold on. This is what it says. It says, often regarded as one of the greatest football players in the British game. I won the European Footballer of the Year back in 19 Mang. I played for Stoke City, Blackpool, and Toronto City, to name a few. Who am I? Now, some of you don't even know Stoke City because some of you also don't know Blackpool because you figure he's Holler, but he played for those two sides and he won the European Player of the Year. If you have the answer, the number is 071-621-4746. Yes, Obi.
So a quick young, what do you call it? A hint. Know what I'm saying? So I was going through some of the oldest players to ever play in the game. Like the oldest player, currently the oldest player active is a 54-year-old in Japan, right?
Yes, we all know about that man.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. And this guy that you just mentioned here, Stanley Matthews, is one of the players who have played quite a lot of games in the Lafati.
Obi knows.
At an old age.
Obi knows.
What?
Do you realize what you said in that sentence?
You.
Now he's gonna know this man won the FA Cup at the age of 39 with Blackpool after trying and trying again. Obi knows you don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I don't think they got it. I don't think they got it though. But if you know the answer to the more riddle, don't be like Obi. WhatsApp your answer. Let's move on to the Euros. Let's talk about Sweden and Poland. Obi knows. Let's talk about Sweden and Poland.
I apologize for that. I apologize. Does OpenView have that option to record or to go backwards? You can't. No, OpenView. Okay, we know.
Let's move on. Obi knows. Let's talk about Sweden versus Poland. How did that one go?
Sweden, like I said.
From nowhere.
From nowhere, you could say from nowhere, but to be honest, they've been showing glimpses here and there. I mean, in the first game they played a 0-0 draw with Spain. The second game they played there, they won it via penalty, towards Emil Forsberg scoring that goal. And coming again in the third game, scoring a brace. And I did say that his movement from the middle, carrying that ball into the third half of the field, and the movement of trying to get someone in. I mean, like, you look at the players that are playing ahead of him. You've got Berg, you've got Isak, and both of these players, when Emil Forsberg has the ball, is driving the ball, they want to open wide spaces and, open up and go into the areas. What do we call these areas? We call them the... What is this area? Well, you know the area I'm talking about.
Or Tembisa.
Into the channels, into the pockets of spaces. So that's where the strikers want to move into the pockets of spaces. And Forsberg can either pick out one of them or take a shot. And we saw him taking two very brilliant shots, getting the goals in the game against Poland. And we must say that Poland were very unlucky. I mean, Lewandowski scoring a brace in that game could have been a hat-trick. That first chance he missed, I mean, I'm not sure if it hit the goalkeeper and came back to him and he hit the woodwork with the header. It should have been a goal by Lewandowski. A terrible miss there. So I do think that, Poland should have done slightly better, but I didn't really expect them to give anything in terms of, going into the latter stages of the competition. Just disappointed in the way they defended. I believe they've got a very world-class goalkeeper in Wojciech Szczesny. They've got Kamil Glik at the back, their captain and a stalwart for that national team. So I'm just disappointed in the way they defended, and maybe they could have done with a little bit more quality in the team, but they just didn't deserve to go further into this competition.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on and talk about Slovakia versus Spain. I mean, a lot of people saying that Spain has all the possession, but none of the goals. Then Spain goes and scores 5 goals. Everyone got a goal except for Alvaro Morata. It's one of those things that is so sad. I mean, you look at it, there's even an own goal in there. There's like own goal in the mix, but Morata was not on the class list. I think at this point in time, there's a lot of African players that are sitting there, that are sitting at home who used to play this guy. Lumchita mina ngampencha. Angahlala phansi lumchita. Lumchita akayazi diski mfethu. Wenzani lapha ya? Mina angahlala phansi lumchita mfethu. I mean, at this point, Alvaro Morata is not writing. He's not motivating anyone as to why he's playing at Juventus, as to why he's played alongside Ronaldo all these years. He's played alongside Ronaldo all these years. I mean, why does it not hang? He's even played alongside Torres at Atletico Madrid.
It's not happening for him, and I said that Spain
at Chelsea.
from the first game of this tournament, after he missed that single chance that Spain had to win that game, I did say that Spain cannot depend on this man to get them the goals. They honestly cannot, and it proved. I mean, okay, the next game that he came through and he scored a goal from that Gerard Moreno cross and tapped it in, was a very easy one. If he missed that one, then definitely he doesn't deserve to be wearing that Spanish shirt. I don't know how many voice notes I got, and people are, Morata is fraud. I don't know how many voice notes I can count that I received, but that's what people have been saying, and I do agree with that. He missed the penalty. Was saved rather by Martin Dubravka, who came on and gave Spain a goal. I mean, that own goal that he scored. There's the graphic of that own goal that Martin Dubravka scored. So literally, the ball hit the woodwork
and then
it went up.
Inside.
As it was coming down, this man, instead of hitting it over, he hits it into his own goals. And that is, that was how Slovakia started, going down.
Actually looking at, I saw the tape of that video, but I didn't see it on a highlight reel. I saw it on social media. You must know it's bad when you see the highlight on the social media page. And you're thinking to yourself, no, but this must be staged. Like, no, but this must be staged. And I just see him like, literally.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Let's talk about Spain. How was their position in this game? I mean, they got goals this time.
Yeah.
What did they do differently? Did they have better possession? What happened?
One thing that I could say is that, that midfield, the midfield that they had was much better. I mean, they still had Pedri in there. I mean, they had Rodri, pulling the strings of that midfield. Koke was still pretty much, they didn't change anything. It was just, the stage of knowing that, this is your last chance. This is your last chance at going at this. And with the quality we have, we should be doing much better. And I do think that it took a bit of, introspection from the team itself, all the players just sitting together without the coach and talking about, I mean, to be honest, Spain have quite a lot of quality in this team, but there's just no cohesion about them. But what I can say is that in that game, it was do or die for them, and they definitely did pull up, and they did the best that they could, and they truly do deserve to be there with that performance that they gave. Just that one performance they gave, they deserve to be where they are now.
Let's move on and talk about Portugal versus France. Now, this game has an interesting fact in it. I know you're a big Benzema fan, so I'm going to give you a little nice fact about Benzema. Benzema scored a goal in the very same minute, in the very same second, in the very same game, on the very same day. Let it actually be a riddle. He scored 2 goals in the very same minute, same second. He scored 2 goals in the 46th minute, 44 seconds. He scored 2 goals in that second.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
Only Benzema.
How do you do that? I mean,
Only Benzema.
46 minutes, 44 seconds. Go look at it. I mean, if you look at both of the goals, 46 minutes, 44 seconds, Benzema scored a goal in the same game. And how did he do it? He did it either side of half-time. But before we continue talking about this game, the penalties in this game. Yeah. I mean, this was a game of penalties. I mean, Ronaldo had a penalty, Benzema had a penalty, Ronaldo had a penalty again. It was like it was just the penalty. It was a penalty-laden game.
Who got the penalty first? Was it
Ronaldo?
Ronaldo got the second penalty.
Yeah.
Was
Benzema.
Yeah, that one was the tricky one. I thought, that was definitely not a penalty. But VAR looks at it. The referee called it, and one thing with VAR is that one thing that many people don't know. Maybe they just don't know. But if a referee makes a call and goes to VAR and sees what happened, he can still decide that my call is the one, the call I made at first.
Like VAR,
it doesn't need to change. It doesn't need to change. VAR is just an assistant. He's not going to tell you this is, what you should be calling. The referee makes the final decision. And I think that penalty that France got in that game, the first penalty, it should have not been. But nonetheless, it stood. Benzema scored. But that second goal, my boy.
By Benzema.
Boy.
You know what, guys? I don't like people, you can't applaud your mailman for scoring, for delivering your mail. No one said that the call is like, wow, Postnet you on time. No one does that. Why must we do that for Benzema when he scores goals? We complain about Alvaro Morata because he's not scoring goals. All I'm saying about Benzema is, Benzema, why must we praise this guy?
This guy's a hater.
No, all I'm saying is,
he scored a goal.
Who knows? Okay, fine.
We celebrate Ronaldo has 110 goals.
Fine. So every time somebody scores a goal, we must act like this. Because with Benzema, it's more of like, okay, fine, it's his job. He is the number 9.
Yeah.
He's supposed to do that.
But he scored the goal.
I mean, if he was in that position...
So he scored the goal, you must celebrate. Let's go
mustn't.
Let's go, okay, Benzema scored.
If he does that, if he goes into that position, I mean, if he goes into that run, we've seen Lukaku do it a million times.
You know what makes me happy?
If he goes... okay, wait, let me ask you this. Was it his weaker foot?
No, it wasn't.
Was it his stronger foot?
Yes, it was.
Was he making a run?
He was.
That's everything he has to do from the training ground.
But what I'm saying is...
Shaqiri scores on his right foot.
What I'm saying is...
With the curler. And we all shut up, that's normal.
Did we shut up? Did we not talk about it?
Okay, we did.
We spoke about it. We even said the man took his stock high. But what I'm saying is, right, the first game that France played in this tournament, there was a pass from Paul Pogba, which we saw Benzema making a run. Although it was pretty much, we could say the ball came from the same side. This time the ball came from a different side, and he was making the run, towards the ball. But that time, the ball was going away from him. But he still made that movement. And what disappointed me with that first game was that he got that beautiful pass from Pogba, brought the ball down, maybe not the best first touch, and he totally missed the target, right? But coming, improving, after we spoke about him in the game against Hungary, he had missed a perfect chance. Now he comes to the third game, confidence pretty low, but he still gets the opportunity and he takes it. And that's what you need from your striker in such crucial times. And that's why he's been added into this team, definitely.
All right, cool. I won't lie, I am a fan of Benzema sometimes. But in this particular game, I'm disappointed by the amount of penalties. I mean, that game has so many penalties. For me, I watched it, I was like, if I want to watch penalties alone, I might as well go to bed. Because all we're seeing is penetration, fall, penalty. I mean, come on, guys. And we know in a game where you have Ronaldo on the other side, you know he can put the ball away with a free kick. Pogba on the side, he can put the... Bruno Fernandes, there were so many penalty takers and set piece takers in the game. My fear before the game kicked off was that we're going to see a lot of set pieces and then we go on and we see 3 penalties being converted. So it was a game where I felt like like both teams were like, you know what, let's not go punch to punch. Let's just get close enough and fall. Let's get close enough and fall. But let's move on. Let's talk about Germany and Hungary. Now, Hungary, the team in this group that was overlooked. I mean, Hungary should just go to the knockout stages just purely based on spirit. I mean, they were in the toughest group of any team, but they went on and they made sure that Portugal stumbled. They went on and they put Germany in a corner. They led.
I told you though.
They led.
I told you that.
They led twice. Like, you understand that this team led twice. It took Goretzka coming off the bench and taking a shot for Germany to win this game. Even the shot,
you know what's funny, man?
Was into so many players.
The thing is that you said that Hungary would draw with France, and they did. And I said Hungary would draw Germany, and they did.
Yeah, they did.
I'm proud of them. I mean, 2 points in such a tough group
is a lot.
It's a lot. It's really a lot.
They worked for it.
You know, they did. I think one thing about them is that they're resilient in their defense. They know the game plan. They follow it very well. Defend as much as you can. When you get the chance, go for it. And that's exactly what they were doing. They did that against France. That first goal they scored was from a breakaway from defense and transition into attack. And the left wing back was the one who got the goal in that game. You know, so one thing they do very well is obey the coach's rules and instructions, and that's exactly what made sure that they be able to, you know, put these teams such as Germany and France under so much pressure. Of course, it didn't work against Portugal, but it definitely did work with the last 2 games in the group.
And it's so patient, eh?
Very.
Hungary will watch you play football. They'll chill, watch you play football.
Very.
Then boom, they hit the back of the net. Now let's go to the website. Don't forget to SMS Supa TV to 30978 if you're not join us there, because we're gonna go see how the group stages played out, and we also want to see how the round of 16 looks like. Let's go see it, Obi knows. Let's go to the fixtures, or we start with tables first. Let's go to tables first. We're already there. So as you can see, Italy have not conceded a goal, but they've scored 7. Italy's hot, but don't doubt Italy. Going in behind them is Wales, and Switzerland as well has qualified. As you can see, they are going through to the next round. And let's go down, Obinos. Wait, first I forgot to mention that Belgium didn't register a point. As you can see, Belgium is in the top of Group B. They said 9 points, while Denmark with only 3 points, they managed to qualify and go to the next round. Now everybody below them had 3 points, but at least they had a positive goal difference, which helped them a long way in this quest to go to the knockout phases. Netherlands are qualified. They got 3 out of 3. Austria 2 out of 3. They have 6 points. Ukraine qualifying on 3 points. North Macedonia, they didn't actually register.
Are they the only team to leave with the duck?
No, they're not the only ones. Turkey is the other one. Turkey.
Wow, what a disappointment, man.
Yeah, Turkey is very disappointing. As you can see, Group D, England qualified with 7 points, Croatia with 4, Czech Republic qualified with 4 points as well, and then Scotland registered just 1 point. They will not be going through to the next round. Sweden qualified with 7 points, and Spain with 5, and then as you can see, Slovakia and Poland failing to qualify because of the goal difference of -5. And then going to Group F, where as you can see, Portugal, Germany, and France all went through. Basically, France go top in the group on 5 points. It was a very tough group. Look at the amount of draws. Everyone in this group had a draw, had a loss, except for France. France had 2 draws. They had a 1 win. And then if you look at everybody, it's Germany win, draw, loss. Portugal win, draw, loss. You look at Hungary. Hungary guys deserve just to be in it, just based on spirit. Just based on spirit alone. Hungary deserve to go through, but it's whatever. Let us move on. Obinos. Before we take our break, what was your feeling during the group stages? What team stood out for you when you look at their performance?
I mean, look, to be honest, I must say Italy's first at the top of the list. We didn't expect Italy to be, you know, the team that they are, despite them coming into, you know, with the records that they're currently holding. But I think Netherlands did spark a bit of a surprise for me, because you know, I've been really much against Frank de Boer and, you know, his style of play, and how he has managed to bring Netherlands from a high with Ronald Koeman And once, Frank de Boer came in and they, just decreased the level of quality, it looked like it was a whole bunch of different players playing for Netherlands, but it was the same crop of players. And they're still struggling to actually qualify for the World Cup qualifier. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that after this competition. But what I'm saying is, I'm happy to see Netherlands, where they are, because I do believe they've got the quality in there. And we thought that they'd also struggle like Liverpool did without Van Dijk. But I think they've managed to show that, they are more of a national team than just another club, in club football. So I think that Netherlands did very well. And I would say that those are my two standout teams from this group, Netherlands and Italy.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation about the Euro 2020, but this time we'll look at the games that are coming up.
You're locked into Supa TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150.
Ufuna ukuba yiblesser. Now ungapopa with Super Bets. Simply SMS Supa TV to 30978 and start playing.
What is anticipation?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Nice. It's nice.
What anticipation looks like?
Oh, 11. Oh,
Give me a
you want a
9.
hit? What the? Can I have a hit, please? What?
Go,
Thank you very much.
Go, fast.
Quack, quack, quack.
How to set up anticipation.
Deal.
And if I were you,
I would stand.
How to anticipate.
yeah, yes, guys, hey, come.
Play, please play.
Well, oh,
250.
Katie.
Go fast.
Watch us play blackjack on Supa TV, channel 150 on OpenView, or anticipate yourself when you SMS Supa TV to 30978. Supa TV, let's play.
Haleli mali Joe. Now ungapopa with Super Bets. Simply SMS Supa TV to 30978 and start playing.
You are watching Supa TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Welcome back to More Sports. We're definitely talking football during the break. Like I assume that you were as well. A lot of people thinking that during the break we talk about other things like cars. No, we do not. We talk all things football. Welcome back to the show. This is More Sports coming to you live on channel 150 on your OpenView decoder. Make sure that if you don't have a decoder, you can always watch us on Facebook or on YouTube. It's easier going on those platforms and just searching for Supa TV. Then once you find us, you can definitely stream us. Now, here is the Mo riddle. If you're watching earlier on, you definitely know the answer. You can still submit the answer though. The number is 071-621-4746. But that's the question. European Footballer of the Year, played for Stoke City, Blackpool, and played for Toronto City twice. And Obino did mention he was one of the oldest players by the time he retired. You know why he retired so old? Why? Back in the old days, there was no bigger trophy than the FA Cup. So this man attempted, like he'd been to so many finals and it was not hlangani.
Yeah.
So much so that he got into his later 30s, boy, without this trophy. And when he finally won it, boy, he was on the brink of 40. Like that's how long he had to wait for this thing. Like, yeah.
Do you know how old was the oldest player when he retired?
Who?
The name, he's an Egyptian guy.
Yeah.
His name just
How old was he?
something. 74 years old.
Oh, I've heard about that, bro.
What are you doing playing until you're 74?
What position was he play?
I don't know.
Imagine going to drop off your grandfather at the game. Dropping your grandfather off at practice.
Boy, 74, boy.
Guys, football is for the faint-hearted and the young-hearted. I mean, 74 is a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, but you know, after that, you at least have a decade, then you gone. So you're nice. You can live a decade out in your retirement. It's just a decade. Imagine now your retirement is a whole 60 years. You still say, should I go manage? Should I chill?
You're still thinking about it like,
Should I become a doctor?
Yeah.
It's a lot of time. But let's talk about the Euro 2020. Now, Italy is going to face Austria. Now, let's go to the website first. Don't forget to SMS Supa TV to 30978. So you can also join us here on the website because you want to see the fixtures. Let's go to the fixtures. Let's show you what's going on. So as you can see, Wales are taking on Denmark. Italy is taking on Austria. Netherlands is taking on Czech Republic, while Belgium is facing Portugal. Now, this is a test of Belgium's mettle. I would say it's a test of Portugal's mettle, but Belgium are the best team in the world according on paper, and they need to prove it now. If they can get through Portugal, then there's hope for Belgium. If they don't, then they obviously are. There's no hope. They can't swingle it. But as you can see, Croatia is going to face Spain. France is going to face Switzerland. A very interesting fixture, that one. But here is the old classic one. Now, this one is very funny. I heard someone say that this game is a derby only for English fans. Like, German fans are not even there. German fans are like their biggest rivals, either Netherlands or Spain. They are saying that our biggest rivals is Germany, so England fans are going to be losing their mind. But right now, do you think that England is ready to face a Germany that looks like they're back to their senses? Not to their full powers, but back to their senses. Then Sweden will be facing Ukraine. Obi knows, let's welcome you back to the show. Let's talk about Italy versus Austria.
Tough game. It's going to be a tough one for Austria. I think Italy have shown us that, even if they had to change a couple of players, they still have enough depth to bring in a player who's got pretty much the same quality as the player who's going out. I mean, I'm talking about Locatelli. If he comes off, you've got Verratti, who probably is a much better player than Locatelli is, but in this competition, Locatelli, in the squad, Locatelli has been too much, and he's got a chance to move to Juve. I've heard that Juventus are possibly looking to lure him in, but saw a lot of other teams across Europe trying to bring him in. So my question is, as young as he is, will he obviously be able to, manage that mentally? Will he be able to step into this game and perform, the same way he's been performing throughout the group stages? Will it not be on his mind, all these transfer talks that are currently happening? That would be my only concern. But in terms of quality, we all know that Italy outshines Austria by a mile, and I do think that Italy will get through in this round.
All right, the next game we need to talk about is Netherlands versus the Czech Republic. Now, this game is taking place, as Obi knows would say, let's talk about Frank de Boer. Let's see Frank de Boer's history, because Obi knows at this point in time is not convinced about this man as a coach. And here it is. Here is his title cabinet. US Open Cup 1. What is that, Obi knows?
No, it's a US Open Cup, my guy. It's the tournament that he won with Atlanta United. His most recent job was in America. And they obviously won the US Open and the Campeones Cup winner with Atlanta United, which possibly earned him the job that he currently has. But before that, he had 4 Eredivisie in a row and 1 Dutch Cup with Ajax, and that's what earned him the move to Crystal Palace. And after that, of course, he had to, after the failed experience at Crystal Palace, he had to seek other ventures, went to America, and I would say that he made a success. I mean, he won a trophy, 2 trophies. So
But
I would say that,
Can you trust the coach who won the US Open? I mean, first of all,
That's
everything
a
that
golf
happens in
thing.
the US is an open. Tennis, cricket,
golf,
everything is an opening.
Yeah.
But you're going to trust the man who on his CV went, so I can just imagine that interview there in the boardrooms. So, Frank, what is the US Open? They're probably letting this guy play tennis. Look, he's a golf player. Look.
Tennis.
Nah, no. The US, do they not know how to name their tournaments in America? Like, you just decide with US Open.
Clearly.
It sounds like, I don't understand. Like, I thought Open was like, let's move on. Because
It's open for everyone in the US.
that's what I thought. Because when you say US Open, you're thinking like, okay, we're opening up our golf to the world to come compete, And then the tennis Open, you're like, we're opening up and those are individuals, I'm thinking that's an individual trophy. Now a whole Open for 11 men plus technical staff plus the bench plus the reserves.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about
is
other
one of
things
those
because
things.
I think he did this on purpose. He knew that Mo would see opening and
No, I
lose his mind.
didn't. I actually thought you would be you'd be like, oh boy, but you've been saying he's whack.
Yeah, but US Open, my guy.
Yeah, but come on.
Aye.
He's got 2 trophies.
Aye.
Now.
That's
It's
like-
his last job.
That's like,
Compared to Palace. Oh, boy, he's done a
but
good
that's
job.
like a football coach having the Webb Ellis Cup on his trophy. What are you doing with the Webb Ellis Cup, bro? Like,
What?
it's not the same. Like, even if they spell it different, like Webb with 2. But I'm moving. Let's move on. Guys, let's not record this. Let's move. Let's talk about Belgium and Portugal. There's a game that's going to be very interesting. I feel like this is the tie of the round.
Another final. For me, that's a final between, in the quarterfinals. I mean, in the round of 16.
Yeah.
2 teams that are, of course, trying to go at it. I mean, 2 teams that really need the trophy. Well, maybe Portugal need it a lot less than, Belgium do. I mean, Belgium have been starved of, trophies. And for them to be number one in the world right now and not to win a trophy right now, like they did in 2014 when they were number one in 2014 and didn't win. 2016 they didn't win. 2018 they didn't win. Again, if they don't win now, boy, forget. I'm not going to be ranting about how great Lukaku is until he does something in international level.
So if they don't win it this time, then I can honestly say on most sports to you and the viewers at home that they're only hot on PlayStation.
Are they hot on PlayStation?
I mean, they're the number one ranked team in the world. I mean, if you're playing internationals on like FIFA or whatever, they must be hot.
England are hotter. Think about it. Think about
Even
it.
on PlayStation.
England are hot, boy. On PlayStation. On PS. Boy, please. England are hot. England are hot. If this competition had to go and we simulated a whole competition, this whole thing, we just simulated it up. England, boy. No doubt. England. Maybe Portugal because they're CR7, but in FIFA CR7 is slow. So, boy.
It is what it is. I remember back in the day when we used to play rugby, we always say that to the Lions fans, like you guys are only going to win the Currie Cup on rugby 2015.
Okay.
But let's move on. Let's talk about England, yeah?
So I was looking at the squad values. Germany has a squad value of about 1.1 billion. Guess England.
5.
3 point something billion.
Who has 5?
Who has 5?
We have to find out and get back to you. But let's talk about England and Germany. Now, let's talk about Joachim Löw, who is the coach of Germany at this point. Don't forget, it's his last tournament, it's his last feature. After this, Hansi Flick comes in and then handles Germany from there. But he wants to go out with the last hurrah. And before the tournament started, he stated that, look, I'm a coach that plans over 2 years. That's how I operate. But because of the nature of the tournament, I have to plan over this tournament. So who knows, what does he have to say?
Well, he's obviously talking about the game upcoming against England. He says, I'm not worried. It's a totally different match. England are playing at home. They want to attack. It will be open. We cannot repeat the same mistakes again. We need to do things better here. We're looking forward to it. But definitely, he sounds like a coach who is admitting that, okay, maybe technically I've got it wrong, for the past 2 or 3 games. But I must say that the way that Germany played in that game, in the second game, I think they played France in the second game.
Portugal.
They played Portugal in the second game.
4-2.
That was pure football, and that was brilliant. And I expected, them to run over Hungary.
That's what we all expected.
To tell the truth, I mean, after that first game, before that, the Hungary and France game, I did say that, Germany, they're not looking good because of that, the first game they played. But the second game in this competition, they were ultimately hot. I expected them to carry it through, but they didn't. So I don't know.
Joachim Löw, is that guy who comes to the class didn't do his homework. He's that guy. And when you write the test, it's like, I didn't study. But at home, his mom is that person who's like, it's a homework, study. So he's always studying. So I feel like the magic of Joachim Löw in this tournament is that he looks like he's not prepared. He looks like he doesn't have the team he wanted. He looks like he was not. He's definitely turned into a magic trick because everybody doesn't expect it from him. Everybody's just expecting, they want to play gegenpress and then there's. But Germany have a strategy, and the thing is, the way they got out of this group, it shows a lot. I mean, that game against Hungary, I feel like they should have rolled like bulldozed Hungary. But they went into that game, they played a little bit more slower football. They weren't trying to be more penetrative. The players looked a little bit more sluggish to me. I mean, they looked like a team that was not trying to chase a win. They were just trying to chase a draw.
A quick example, I mean, if you're looking at Liverpool and they play against a team like West Brom, the build-up is much slower because, of course, of how the team they're playing against lines up. And I think that was the important part of that game, was that you play against the Hungary team that are going to sit back, my guy, do your thing in front of us. Us, we're going to chill. You know what I'm saying? So that does affect a team that is trying to play, quick-paced football because you are running into brick walls,
Yeah, because a team like Germany, they've made it a thing to play through the card of, they played the ball in there. But in this, they weren't trying to cross from deep. It's not like they didn't have the space to make the cross. They just weren't trying to cross. They were just trying to, they literally went into this game and they played a little bit more sluggish. I think that this man, he's a genius at what he's doing because he has everybody convinced that Germany are not one of the favorites to win this tournament. And he's performing at a level that, the performance he gave us against Portugal, I feel like Germany can do that every week. But they only did that against Portugal because they needed the results. And they thrashed Portugal 4-2.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about the team that we're talking about here. But let's go to the website. Let's show you basically how to make a best lap on superbest.co.za. So we know to the website we go. Let's make our multi-best lap. Let's go. UEFA champs. Now we can't say we'll get knocked out of the UEFA champs.
UEFA champs, boy, it's Euro.
Not UEFA champs.
New market there, boy. Must check it out.
Which one is that one?
UEFA champs.
I'll look at tournament specials as well. Okay, quickly. Let's give it to Denmark.
You sure, boy?
Denmark has gotten this far. Don't stop believing. Denmark. Don't stop Believe
But I'm telling you, boy, Gareth Bale and his boys are gonna pull up.
No, relax. They're striking with Ramsey there. Italy and Austria, obviously. Italy. Netherlands, Czech Republic, Netherlands.
Then Frank de Boer, that proves me right.
Netherlands.
Please.
Belgium, Portugal, I don't trust. Let's skip.
We're skipping it.
I was skipping. Croatia are shit of their old self. I mean, they have Lauren back in the side. Imagine.
So you think Spain is gonna run them off?
Do you think that? Do you think that Lovren versus Morata, Lovren comes out the better man?
Nah, Lauren's gonna foul Morata. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Penalty. You know what I'm saying? Solutions. France, Switzerland, France. Unless if Shakira has another freakish day. England, Germany. We'll do this on its own on a later episode of More Sports. We still have time. Sweden, Ukraine. Let's keep that one as well. Put a clip out on it. Obi knows. Let's see how much money we make. And let's take a break.
I can't believe these people. They're thinking that that game is so close between Germany and England.
It's not close, guys. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation by looking at what's happening in the Copa America.
You are watching Supa TV, Open View, channel 150.
Ipondo, no problem. Now ungapopa with Super Bits. Simply SMS Supa TV to 30978 and start playing.
You're locked into Supa TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now, if you're just joining us, let's give you the Mo riddle with a lot of haste because we don't have much time. The Mo riddle for today reads as follows. He was once European Footballer of the Year. He played for Stoke City, played for Blackpool, and he played for Toronto City over 2 things on a loan from Blackpool. Now, if you know who he is, make sure that you take your phone up and save the following numbers: 071-621-4746, and you can definitely send us the answer through WhatsApp. Now, let's continue the show. Let's talk about the Copa America, the tournament that Obi knows has already decided the winner for. He's not wasting any time. Now, if you have SMS SMS Super TV to 30978. You can join us by going to the website. Let's go see it. As you can see at this moment in time, Brazil back in action.
Yeah, bro.
What? Okay. Ecuador faced Peru that ended 2-2, and then Brazil and Colombia postponed, but Brazil won that game 2-1. I think we're looking at the wrong round here. Is this the correct round?
This is the correct round.
And then Bolivia faced Uruguay, and Uruguay won 2-0. And then Paraguay beat Chile 2-0. That's what I was saying. Is this the right round? Because Chile, the dominating champions of the 2010s, have actually lost out to Paraguay. That's actually amazing. Let's go to round 5. We'll go see how it wraps up. Brazil will face Ecuador. Let's switch it around again. So Ecuador will face Brazil, while Venezuela face Peru, and then Argentina face Bolivia, Uruguay face Paraguay, and Bolivia face Argentina. Obi knows. Let's go. See what I did there. They postponed Argentina and Bolivia. We put it down there. I said it twice. I'm like, I'm hearing this again. So let's go see how the groups look. Let's go see how it's going. Don't forget, only one team can get eliminated. So at this point, it's more interesting to talk about the team that's getting eliminated. So as you can see, Bolivia might not make it to the next round, and Venezuela might also not make it to the next round. Everybody else is fine at this point. I mean, look at Group A. Bolivia have no chance. I mean, they have not scored a point, and Uruguay is sitting on 4 points, so Uruguay is safe. But that group is almost a group of death. Counting Paraguay, Chile, and Uruguay in there, including Argentina. Or Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador looks like a slugfest because Brazil is just gonna. But look at it, the one who knows things. I mean, they've only conceded 1 goal, and everybody's gotten a chance to play at this point. Go in the Brazil knows to show everybody at home that the team is rotated. We're getting everybody on the pitch. Let's go. You go play some. So as you can see, besides Felipe, everybody has played. I mean, the goalkeepers
Even
have all
the
played.
All 3
goalkeepers have played. Let's go down.
I'm pretty sure he's the one who conceded Bebeton.
Yeah, he probably conceded a goal. Let's go down. Let's go see. Who else has not played? Douglas Luiz, he's not played.
Felipe hasn't played.
But Felipe has not played. Let's go down. They'll play in the next round. Everybody has played. Richarlison, Neymar, everyone. Including Firmino got himself a goal. So we know just put that away. Vinicius Jr. getting a whole 5 minutes. Still no goal. But let's carry on. Obi knows it's time for us to give the people the answer to the Mo riddle. Do you know the answer to the Mo riddle for today?
Well, I said it already on the show. I'm saying
So one of the other clues was that he was the first player to be knighted while playing football. So the whole while he was still playing football. That's how old he was. Though. Like, Kudos was like, I can't wait for you to finish.
Who knighted him? Was it the Queen?
Who else? Do you think it was Alex?
How long has that mama been sitting there though?
That lady has been sitting. So funny enough, Oprah was born in 1947. This lady has been at the Monarch since 1945. Those are the numbers I heard. She's been there, boy. Yeah, she's older than Oprah. Her reign is older than Oprah. I was thinking, wow, this lady is as old as Oprah. Then I read carefully. Oh, her reign is older than Oprah. So Oprah is a beginning compared to that reign. We all found her here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yo.
So she probably knighted this man.
She knighted. Yeah. Let's see the answer to the moral. The answer is Sir Stanley Matthews. I almost said Stanley Moss. See me, I'm a other sports. You don't know Stanley Moss? All right, let's put down this Stanley for another Stanley. So back in the days, you remember the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Of what?
24 Hours of Le Mans.
Le Mans?
Yeah.
No.
It's a French race where cars drive around for 24 hours. That's the race where the Ford GT won first, second, and third place ahead of the Ferrari. So Stanley Moss was
Le Mans, as in Lemont.
Okay, no, not like that, Le Mans. I'll show you how it's spelled. But so Stanley Moss is one of the most iconic drivers for Mercedes in that race. He also has a car called the Stanley Moss. It's a very beautiful car with no windows whatsoever. It's a very modern take on his legacy. But he died a couple of years ago. A very legendary driver in the world of racing. But thank you for joining us here on Mo Sports. We'll see you again tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. And I swear to you, we won't be talking about cars. We'll be talking about football. Peace. See you next time.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.